On Friday, 23rd of the month of May, there was an interview on the Breakfast Club that featured the former Vice President Joe Biden, and it was being interviewed by Chalamagne. And what really caught everybody's attention in that very interview was the very last minutes of that interview. What did they say? That's what everybody wanted to know. When the vice president said that if you're trying to figure out whether to pick him or Trump, then you ain't black. That you ain't black moment is the one that everybody is talking about. And on this show today, I am here to talk about that very issue and why it matters and the significance of that very moment. Welcome to Astropods, our show about leadership, society, and culture. I am Chalamagne. Thanks for joining us. Alright, so we're talking about Joe Biden and his infamous statement at the very last second of that very interview he had with Chalamagne. Now you want to know what is the significance of this, or why is this so much? What is the why is there so much fire behind that very statement? Well, because firstly, it called your race to question. It challenged your race. It says that if you're still trying to figure out whether to vote for him or Trump, then you ain't black. And he's a white man. He's not in a position. Even the black man can never tell you whether you're black or not, or question your blackness. You know, it's a very racist statement, very ill-advised, very like I said, it was cavalier of him to have made that kind of a statement, but it does really cuts deep into the issue that people of color are trying to say in this country. You know, to say that the NAACP or whatever the organization is the one for people of color is, they've endorsed him, his numbers are good, his track records are nice, and all those things. He's like giving us reasons why he's entitled or why he has earned the black vote or the black loyalty, and that is not the issue here. That has never been the issue. That and I remember, like, I'm just saying this, giving my own analysis, my own judgment, my own narrative, and I've always said, I'm not a professional in this field, but I think it's worth it for people like us that are really normal people to come up with our own understanding of what is going on, do our own findings, and try to, you know, have an understanding of what's actually transpiring. Now, when you look at it closely, Joe Biden has been in the Congress for 40 years or so, about 40 years in the Congress, and he has, I can say, he's arguably one of the senators on when they were doing the debate that actually had would say that has passed the most bills, because he has always had this bipartisan kind of bill proposals that the left likes, the right likes, or something like that. He has always been able to do those things, and that is not really a good sign. Now, I am not campaigning against Biden, but for me, I think America as a country, given that we only have to choose between Biden and Trump, most likely, it's not giving us a very good option. That tells me that there's some forces behind this that is beyond us, because you cannot tell me that of all the people in the Republican Party or the Democratic Party, the best they can come up with is Joe Biden, that has tried, I think, maybe twice before or one time to be a president and was not successful. But Biden for me is not the main issue, because if I can take you guys back to like 23, 24 days ago, when Sean Puffy Combs, that's Puff Daddy, made a statement that the blacks voting for free, something like that, and there was a lot of backlash that, oh, why is he saying that, and stuff like that. Like, who is it to make such a statement? And everybody had things to say about that kind of statement coming from Puff Daddy and stuff like that. But this is exactly the point that I think it was trying to make, because I read the quote. I'm sorry, I lost it just now. I read the quote. He was saying that basically that we cannot be trusting these politicians anymore. I am not trying to vote for for Biden because he's a Democrat, or for Trump because he's a Republican. It has to be on the grounds of what are you gonna do for me, what are you gonna help, how are you gonna be able to help my community. That the blacks have been giving their vote to the Democrat for so long, and there has been little to nothing to show for it. And it's like we cannot be taken for granted again. It's not about I have done the most thing with the black community. I have a good standing with the black community. It is about how are you going to help, you know, alleviate some of these issues that we have in our society, in our communities. And that's the big um, gap here that people don't seem to understand, especially the white folks. I am an African American. I was born in Nigeria, so I would not really say that I'm in the best position to talk for the black people, but I cannot also sit here and sound as if I'm not aware of what is going on in this country, because I'm black. So we are all going through this at the same time, But when you understand the history, you you have a better understanding of why things are the way they are. Because Charlemagne was saying something about institutionalized racism in America, that it is not a mistake that we have that the black people are the ones that are the most represented when it comes to poverty, when it comes to bad health, when it comes to even the coronavirus is killing more blacks, when it comes to mass incarceration, all of these things. Like, it's not a coincidence that the blacks are the ones that are the most represented in all those bad categories. And it's about time for whoever is going to be whoever is going to be leading the nation to know that it's not good enough for it to have a black to have a good stand with the black community. You have to come to the table with details of what you want to do, or what you're going to help to do to help the black community, to help further the black agenda. That's what he calls it. He calls it's not. It should be a black agenda. And you know, I thought to myself that I don't really need a 77-year-old man to, like, what's it gonna do? But if they say that's the best thing they want to use, so be it. But then, out of curiosity, I went to look at this man's record, and because there's something about like the bill, the crime bill he passed and stuff like that. That that's the major backlash that he gets. Biden being as a congressman, as a senator for about 40 years, has passed a lot of bills that were bipartisan. And there was a time he was also friends with one of the most most how can I put it? This man Stradom, or whatever his name is. It was a very very popular. It was very very famous for his um, racist views, and Biden was friends with him. Yes, Thurmond. Biden was friends with him. They helped make a lot of legislations, and you want to ask yourself like, okay, why are you friends with this man that is a non-racist and you're a Democrat? Why are you passing those bills? These are bills that, for instance, one of the, in some of those bills, and the bills actually was passed in 1994 in the Clinton administration. You know, bills that literally encourages mass incarceration of black people. Bills that really, um, like, let me give you a good example. In that bill, it was the bill that they passed to clamp down on drug abuse. And in that bill, because he calls it drug bill, or what I calls it, in that bill, it says that if you are caught with 5 grams of um of crack, you're gonna serve the same jail time as whoever is caught with 500 grams of powdered cocaine. That is just unfair. it is just really targeted at a particular set of people, and he championed that bill, and so many other bills that he has actually helped to bring to life because of the bipartisan vote that those bills get. A lot of them. There's that one about the crime bill. There are ones about border and security. He had been yeah, I mean Biden had been talking about border and wars and all those things way before Trump even came into the picture. So now I don't understand why they're saying that. Oh, it's been. I mean, whatever Trump is doing, let me put it this way: whatever Trump is doing right now is as a result of um, the groundwork of the kind of legislation that Biden had helped to pass. So there's one about border. There are ones of surveillance, and in in the bill that he and Strom Thurmond passed is one that says that it kind of give the government the access, the ability to impound your property, take your money, without even prosecuting you on the grounds of suspect or accusations. So it's like an expressway or an highway to autonomy, to oligarchs. So this is a man that he had done so many things. And guys should remember, he was never friendly with immigration because, like I said, he had passed bills that really checked a lot of stop a lot of people coming to the country, advocating for the wall to be built, and the way they kind of did it, the law then was the one that would only allow Mexicans or whoever who is coming through the border to go through a very, very, very dangerous part, and a lot of them, thousands of them, dies according to reports. So what am I trying to say here? For him to have said that, if you're trying to figure out whether to vote for him or Trump, you ain't black. It should not be coming out from him. He has passed bills that have sent a lot of black brothers and sisters to jail, and they're still in the jail right as we speak to this very moment. Okay, back in the like few years ago, started to walk those things back. But these are laws. It's not easy to just walk them back like that when you've passed them. And guys, remember that under his administration, alongside President Barack Obama, there was a huge deportation of people, the the highest the country has ever recorded. Obama, as a president, deported more people than Nixon or anybody else, even than Trump right now. And that's because he had Joe Biden, because Joe Biden had always had this strong um, American deportation, whatever principle. I'm not saying that Obama is a fool or like he's not responsible because he's the president. He's responsible for it. But when you have this kind of man as your vice, now when Charlemagne was talking to him about, and it was very short, about 18 minutes about these issues, instead of him to actually listen and try to see what Charlemagne is trying to say, because Charlemagne is saying that we will need a black representative in the White House. So Charlemagne is pushing for a black female vice president because Biden had said that he was going to get a female vice president anyway, but he did not specify the race. But Charlemagne was pushing for a female black president. I, for one, I don't think that is the best thing or the most thing, but it is good. Personally, it is a very good thing that you should have a female vice president that will have some executive powers as well. But I think, just like they gave us Obama, like that should go and appease the black people. But there are a lot of issues that that the black community needs, and the number one of those issues is economic empowerment. If you say you're not going to give them reparations, okay, how about making the ground in such a way that people have equal opportunities to go about their life and achieve and the quest for success? Because it will be only someone that is from the moon that will say that America is designed for everybody to have equal footing. No, it is not designed like that, and everybody knows this. And If the black people have given their vote to the Democrat for many many years, and people are saying that, listen, we have knowledge now, we have always been smart anyway. We want you to tell us in concrete terms how you're going to be able to meet us at this point of our needs. You and we don't need you to tell us some group that have endorsed you, the people of the South that endorsed you. Listen, we don't want to hear all of that. What the people wants to hear, or what they want to know is, how are you, Mr. Joe Biden, going to help further the black agenda, which is very simple. We have a lot of men, women, boys and girls. Remember talking about boys and girls under that same what's it called, crime bill. He said that, oh my goodness, this man was and this all of this are they're on tape. He said that young offenders should be kept in jail, in boot camps. He calls them. And he also said that that if you were like, if you have a for like some for some crime that's like 5 years jail time, he pushed for them to be extended to 10 years or more. And he had a bill that says that like 46 or 53. This man was actually pushing for death penalties on for 53 different kind of cases of crimes. So this is the man that America is about to make their president if they vote him in. Someone that is pro death penalty, pro mass incarceration, pro deportation, and even his foreign policies are not even great, because it was a major factor in convincing the then president of George W. Bush to invade Iraq and kill Osama Hussein, or Saddam Hussein. Sorry. So this is a man that has so many track record, and actually as the former Secretary of Defense for both Bush and Obama says, and that's Mr. Robert Gates. He says, I think, and I quote, I think he has been wrong on nearly every major foreign policy and national security issue over the past 4 decades. Talking about Joe Biden. So I'm just like curious, like, you have to understand now why it is difficult for me to really be a fan of Joe Biden. It's not because I don't like him or because I like Bernie Sanders or nothing. No, no. The reason is because I think for a man that has lived his 40 years of his life in the Congress and has helped to pass a lot of bills, his track record are his track records. It is difficult for a person like that to change now. He might have a change of heart, but does he really understand what the people really wants him to do, or does he understand what they're trying to, what they're saying to him? Because sometimes it's not in what they say, it is in what they are not saying. Because the black people are telling you something that is very clear. They don't just give us a lady, a black woman, to be a vice president the way they gave us Obama. That a lot of black people tell you that it was not really the best that America that has happened to the black community. Obama as a president, because he was hampered, and I'm never sure if it was all that pro black agenda like that. So it's not just because a person of color, one person of color that will represent our interest. And what are these interests? What is it? Very simple. Economic empowerment. You know, let people have opportunity to go to have opportunity to make and create their own wealth in such a way. I mean, black people don't have good credit. How do you want to buy a car or have a house or do things when you don't have good credit? They live in slums, where these places that are close to in industries, and as a result, their lungs are not good. That's why they die early. So what are they? I mean, what are these things that you have to look into? Like, what kind of policy are you going to make to change it? We are not saying that the white folks should not have should not make good money, or people, or Asia, or brown people. No, we just want people to have equal footing. That's what the people are saying. They're saying that institutionalized racism should be a thing of the past in this country. I mean, the blacks are the ones that you put in the front line when it's time to go to war. But then when they come home into penury because the system is not set up in a way to cater for them. So that should be a thing of the past. All right. They're talking about okay, incarceration. Incarceration. Why are you why do you have mass incarceration of black people? When I cannot say someone that was caught with five grams of crack cocaine will have the same time as someone that was caught with 500 grams of powdered cocaine. Look at the scale. It's not fair. These are the things that the people of color are saying. Now, they are saying that you should legalize marijuana, weed, for everybody to have for pleasure and for medicinal use. Okay. And but they're saying to you that listen, you have jailed a lot of our sons, husbands, brothers, and sisters on the grounds of having possession of this weed. Can you now make sure that the gains of it now it is directed to the black communities? Because it's not enough to just say you legalize it and then you guys are sharing the money, but we are the ones that went to jail for it, that suffered for it, that paid for it dearly. Some people pay with their lives. These are the things that they are saying that the candidates, Mr. Joe Biden should actually consider. It is not enough to say that you have all these endorsements. You've done your track record is saying that you've been somewhat racist. You have passed bills that are not that are not the best for the black and brown people. That's what your track record is saying. You even passed bills that kind of militarize the police because you're trying to fight the drugs, giving them military kind of guns. You know, you've militarized the police. You created surveillance in such a way that you like spying on people on the internet. These are bills that you passed that laid the groundwork for this kind of Trump that you are seeing right now. And you are a part and parcel of the establishment. Now, at 77, you may say, okay, I've made some mistakes. I'm trying to make some amends now. But it is not just saying it. We need you to come clean and straight to the people of America. The position that you find yourself today, Mr. Joe Biden, is as a result of the black people that voted for you down south. And then everything changed. So it is not enough to just say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You have to do things like as if you mean it. First of all, I don't understand for the life of me why it took him so long to appear on the Breakfast Club. And he has been banking and hoping on the black vote from day one. Remember, guys, it was never really in the picture. It was Bernie and Elizabeth Warren that was leading. But he knew that when it comes to the black vote, he has that block. So this is not about politicians. They see things as numbers. They don't really see it as people, you know. And remember, he has a case with his son, Hunter Biden, pending. That's there on one side, and some of the things that he has done in the past. So you have to do a lot more because you about to be in a position whereby the only thing that can save you and your political career is the blacks. Now the question is, what are you gonna do for the blacks? And that's my show for today. Thanks for listening, guys. Stay tuned for another very sweet, spicy, and juicy episode again very, very, very soon. And stay tuned, stay safe, and be blessed. Bye for now.